How's it going, folks? Thought I'd come on and do a video talking about a meetup that happened last week and see how much time that takes, and maybe go through some other stuff here. This is actually my second try at this. I was going to do this yesterday, but I did my greeting. I pressed record. I did my greeting, and then there was nothing. I froze, I guess. I had nothing to say. So, taking a day, I've gathered myself. I kind of was thinking it's a little like playing basketball. I played basketball pretty much on the regular for over 30 years, 35 years. I can't play anymore now because of back issues. But if I would go, whenever I would go a stretch of a while for me, a few months without playing, when I finally did get back out there on the court, it was in the beginning, it's always a little awkward. I feel a little nervous. Like, do I know what I'm doing out here? And then after 5 or 6 times up and down the court, it's all just, oh yeah, this is it, So hopefully I get that same feeling here. I think I feel all right now. Yeah. Last week there was a meetup of some people who make videos showing records. Alex and Jamie from the channel Infinite Sound, Alex Motor 24/7. They had communicated, and Jamie was coming from Scotland and to spend some time in Southern California. So they scheduled a day, which was last week Friday. It was on a Friday for some hitting some shops. And we met in Burbank that Friday at Atomic. Each of us got there independently. Jamie got dropped off. And I went to Atomic. I hadn't been to Atomic. I've been to Atomic once. And that was in the late 90s, I'm guessing. It was a long time ago. And I vaguely remembered it. But yeah, we go into Burbank or Atomic, and it was a pretty good store. The international stuff they had, the selection was really good. I could have got a lot more out of there. So I think Atomic is where I got the most from. I've listened to a lot of these. I haven't listened to everything yet. I prefer to show videos or to show records that I actually know what it sounds like. But a few of these I haven't listened to yet. So this is from Atomic. Let's see here. First thing is this Ted Curson Blue Piccolo. This is an 80s Japanese pressing with a third different cover. Originally on Indian Navigation. And the Indian Navigation, I've seen that a couple times. It's one of those I put it off. until I don't see it anymore. And I think there's another Japanese release of this, or there is another Japanese release of this with a completely different cover than this. It's earlier. But this is recorded in 76 with quartet. And this is nice. I probably didn't need to get it. It's one that I wanted and I've passed on a couple times. I probably didn't need to get this. I mean, it sounds good, but it's like that post-bop kind of modal, 6 or 5 songs, all originals except for All the Things You Are. It was a nice pickup. I was really impressed with the Atomic. I will go back there, especially that world section. And Walter Zuber Armstrong and Steve Lacy, call notes. Does this have a year? Yeah, recorded October 79. I think this is on Walter Zuber Armstrong's own label, World Artists. And this was cheap, I think because of the sticker, radio station sticker. Yeah, duets with, side 1 is duets with Steve Lacy. Armstrong plays soprano flute and Bolivian wooden flute. Lacy plays soprano sax on 2 different cuts. Everything is cut 1, cut 2, and side 2 is just Zuber Armstrong's solo. First cut on that side is an almost 14-minute bass clarinet solo that, I'm listening to this. My main source for bass clarinet is Dolphy. I don't hear much bass clarinet, and I love Dolphy. I think when he plays bass clarinet, that's really what gets it for me. And then listening to this, the solo bass clarinet, I realized, man, the sound of the bass clarinet is one of my favorite sounds. Yeah, this is excellent. Side 2 especially. And then the short cut that ends the album is solo flute. Yeah, nice one here. There they are. I think that's actually the cover of a different album they made together. So yeah, more Steve Lacy. And some of the world stuff. They had Hosan Yamamoto's Music, Volume 1. Is this Denon? No, JVC. I think this is 1980. Hosan Yamamoto, he has a lot of albums. But people might know his name if they have Tony Scott's Music for Zen Meditation. He plays the shakuhachi on that, the bamboo flute. Yeah, it's good to get these. It's always good to get this stuff. And it's fairly cheap. Songs and Dances of Turkey on Folkways. Nice colors on that. I think this is originally from the 50s, and there's a lot of short songs on here. But yeah, I'm always going for this stuff, especially Middle Eastern. One thing about Atomic is the sticker, the price stickers were really difficult to get off cleanly. A couple of these I couldn't. This just completely tore. I have a feeling they've been on there a long time. The longer they're on there, the harder it is to get off. And this one is, I actually have been, it's been on my radar for a while. Is this Kora Music and Songs from The Gambia on Virgin, 1982. And yeah, it's all these stringed instruments and some percussion. by the Conti family. I don't know if they're brothers, father and sons. Yeah, very, very nice find there on Virgin. Recorded in January of '82. Yeah, I don't know why I'm showing that label. And the thing about these international records, they're always cheap, but they're always kind of a surprise. Whenever I go to a new store and look through their world international section, whatever they call it, it's always a surprise seeing things in there. And this is one of those. And again, little sticker remnant. It bugs me, but it doesn't bother me that much. But historically, I have like a 99.1% success rate on taking price tags off, but this whole batch I had problems with. Sunnyland Slim plays the Ragtime Blues. They had a pretty good blues section at Atomic. If I was looking or more in the mood for the bluesy stuff, I could have got a few more. But yeah, Sunnyland Slim. This is 73. This series on Bluesway, ABC Bluesway. There's a series, I don't know exactly how many records. I don't think more than 8 or 10. I think I have 4 or 5 now. Yeah, they're all really good. John Littlejohn I have, and Gatemouth Moore. Now Sunnyland Slim, piano player with the Chicago lineup. Dave and Louis Myers, bass and guitar, and Fred Below on drums. Sunnyland Slim goes back to at least the 30s, maybe the 20s. I like these guys, these piano players who have just stretched their careers out. I mean, this is 73. At this point, his earliest recordings must have been almost 50 years earlier. Yeah, guys like this, Little Brother Montgomery. Yeah, I love it. And last one from Atomic is this El Chicano of Love and Friends, or Pyramid. 1975. I played this. Yeah, it was okay. I was really in an El Chicano mood a lot of last year. And so 1975, I thought, maybe this is like the last good year for them, but it's probably the first not so great year. It's a little too polished. A lot of the same guys. Bobby Espinoza, of course, and Eddie Lespron only plays guitar on a couple tracks. But yeah, I'll give it another shot. So that was Atomic, and from Atomic we decided to go to Record Safari, which has been open, I don't know how long, 3 years? I haven't been to yet. I keep saying I want to go there, So yeah, we ended up going to Record Safari. Jamie came with me, had a nice conversation in the car. Everything was like totally comfortable and relaxed. He's just a really cool dude. Yeah, it was great. I'm like, wow, you know? What an interesting way to meet people. And so, yeah, we made the drive out to Record Safari in the Los Feliz area from Burbank. And yeah, the first time there, I think that's when I realized, because I didn't really know the plan heading in. And I think that's when I realized, yeah, we're going to try to hit a number of places. So they had some stuff there I held back. They had some a couple of Cora albums, but I passed on those just because of the price. And one of these I know I got there because the price tag is still on I got 2 records there, and I think this was the other one. The UNESCO collection, the musical anthology of the Orient, Vietnam 1. These UNESCO's, the more I've gotten into these, the more you realize the labels. Like, UNESCO is legit. Anything you see in this series, they're from all over the world. Africa, the Middle East, the Far East, Japan. I don't know how many volumes of the Japan they have, but I have like number 1 and 4 in the Japan. So this is Vietnam 1. I haven't listened to this yet, but an attached booklet in there. And there's a glimpse of what you'll be hearing. Yeah, nice pickup. And another one, Record Safari, is Percussions of Strasbourg with Ohana and Kabelak. 4 etudes for choreographiques and 8 inventions, opus 45 on the Limelight label. And it's funny because at Atomic we had seen these percussion of Strasbourg records. It's a series, the one with the silver cover, almost like a mirror looking. And Alex got one of them, the Pierre Henry, and I have 1 or 2. But this is the same one. I wanted to get it at Atomic, but I didn't want to spend the cash on it. But then I got this and then realized, wait a second, this is the same album as the one I saw at Atomic. But I guess the US, that one's on Philips, this one's on Limelight on the US. Yeah, there you go, $8. So yeah, great percussion music. The percussions bring the fascination and excitement of some 140 different percussive instruments into play. And then outside of Record Safari, before we went to the next destination, we had a little record exchange in the back, or the parking lot. And Alex gave me a couple records. One is this Living Hungarian Folk Music, Volume 2. I have Volume 1, which is the same kind of cover, but green. I didn't have this, so this is nice. I don't know how many there are. 3 or 4, or maybe more than that. And he also gave me this, Soundtrack to the Emerald Forest. I didn't know about this. I remember the movie coming out, but I never saw it, so I had no idea anything about the music in it. But I didn't realize it at the time, somehow I missed it, that Chris, John Coltrane 68, sent this to him to give to me. Somehow that wouldn't pass me by. So yeah, man, this is an amazing record. I listened to this last night. And I guess the story of this movie is a kid gets captured by tribe in the Amazon and gets raised by them, kind of thing. So the music is that Amazon, well, I don't know how to describe it. A lot of wood flute type things, percussion. The pace is different. I guess because of scenes in the movie. The titles are all scenes, you know, the different scenes in the movie. But yeah, this is really, really good. Chris, if you're out there, this is, I really dig this. Thank you very much. Hang in there. Yeah. And it shows the musicians on here. It seems like it's led by Junior Homrich, which I've never heard of. And all the musicians on here, the only name that's familiar is the bass player, Kuma Harada, which I know from Peter Green. He's on a Peter Green album. So yeah, great stuff. And then we went to, I can't remember what part of town it is now. A place called Arroyo Records. And all these, Alex made a video, very professional type video, documenting the run, showing where we were, and showing what he got. Arroyo's, small little shop. They ended up having some really good stuff. And the really choice find of the day is this Binder Quintet with John Chikai. And this is another one. I mean, anything John Chikai that I don't have is somewhere in there on my radar. And Binder Quintet is Hungarian? Yeah. And they're playing with Chikai. There's 2 saxophones, a piano, a trombone, and bass and drums. Yeah, this is killer. On this, it's not the Hungariton label. What is this label? Rem? It says 83. When was it recorded? There's no recording date on here that I can see. But yeah, fabulous stuff. 4 tracks. Side 2 is like a long dirge. Yeah. Let's see. Should we flip the side? Just go with this, or put something else on. Let's go with this. And other things I got at the Arroyos, really cheap copy, Steve Lacy, Moon on Affinity. And this is originally BYG. It's got a black cover, the BYG. I don't know, is that the only one with a black cover? But yeah, I don't mind these. I have a few scattered through here. I like these affinities when I find them. Yeah, 69. This is before Steve Potts. Marcelo Mellis is on this with Jacques Thelot on drums, Claudio Volante, clarinet, Italio Toni trombone, Lacy. I listened to this once. I gotta get back to it. It didn't really, nothing about it hit me in any way. But we'll give it a shot again. Another Turkish album. Man, what a cover. Turkish folk music on Lyricord. Man, I love that picture. Yeah, really nice stuff. I haven't listened to this yet, but I know, I have an idea of how it's going to be. And again, I can't get enough of this stuff. This one is a little different. Even though I haven't heard it, I'm pretty sure it's a little different than the other Turkish album I got on Folkways. That one has a lot of short songs. I think 8 or 9 songs on each side. This one has, I think, 9 songs total. And yeah, awesome find here. And this has an old sticker, Kashmira's, Seattle, Washington. Emerald Knights, old sticker. And a classic I've been after or hoping to come across is this African Sanctus, David Fanshawe. I don't know really anything about David Fanshawe, but I'm going to guess he's from the UK. There he is, these field recordings. Most of these were recorded in Kenya, and I think also a couple in Ghana. Is that right? But they add Western instrumentation to these. I haven't heard it yet. It says Egypt, Sudan, Uganda, and Kenya. Okay. Alan Parker is on this. I didn't realize that. Yeah, but this reminds me a little of this other album I've been listening to a lot lately. Ouagadougou, Afrique, Serge Franklin, the Path label. This is, I've been, every so many days, I've just been listening to this. This is a combination of traditional African music and electric instruments, and it's like a combination. It almost sounds like a prog album. But yeah, that one's good. Yeah, so African Sanctus, and something I've never come across, I know about it and know to get it, is this music for the Balinese shadow play on Nunsuch, recorded in Bali. Yeah. Gamelan music? Cheap. So then we went to another area close to downtown. Where the hell is that place? But there were, I think, 3 or 4 shops right in a few block radius, walking distance. And the first one we went to was this place, Estuario, which I didn't know about. And it's an amazing place. It's no bigger than a living room of a house. And the actual number of records they have, it can't be more than what I have here, maybe less. But everything was just choice. And the owner, I can't remember his name, was really cool. And he's one of these guys, he just knows about everything. He knows about everything he's got in store, as obscure as things are. And really nice shop. Everything is in a Japanese sleeve. And I got 4 albums there, but I could have easily I was telling Jim about this place. I'm like, I could have just bought the whole store. If money was no object, I would have just bought everything. The first one I got from there is Tim White, Jack Gates, Morning Song, Evening Song. And this is a record, I've seen this a few times, over this, so many years. And I don't know exactly how, but I somehow know it has some reputation for something. It's a private press. I mean, you could say it's ambient, maybe even new age, but to me it's just really nice, wonderful, lovely, earthy music. Bamboo flute, sitar, guitar, and percussion. The Mridanga, ancient percussion instrument. And I had this in my hand, and Jamie saw it, and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna get that?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, I have that. It's excellent." I'm like, "Okay, so I know I'm making a good decision here." Yeah, excellent stuff. The guitar, acoustic guitar, flute, beautiful stuff. 1983. It's funny. These guys must have been out of the Bay Area. It's recorded in San Francisco, mastered in San Francisco, jacket manufactured in Canada, and the record is pressed in West Germany. White Gates Records in San Francisco, or Kensington, California. East Bay or beyond. Yeah. And the record he was playing in the store is this, and I've been getting into the French jazz, a lot of the souffle continu reissues this last year. He was playing this, which he said he's got his hands on some dead stock of these. Un drame musical instantané, yeah, Rideau. And this sounded fantastic. And Alex picked this up too. We both were just like, yeah. This is from 80, is that right? 1981, but it might have been recorded in 80. Yeah. Yeah, fantastic. French, free jazz. I want to get into more French jazz. 60s, 70s. And they had a copy of this Tibetan mystic song on Lyricord, which is one that's hard to come by. There should be an insert or at least a fold out little booklet. Didn't have that, but and it wasn't very cheap, but I got it anyway. I don't like to get stuff without the booklet if I know there's supposed to be a booklet, especially folkways, but something like this, I just got it. Yeah, another for the Tibetan section. I love the Tibetan stuff. The main thing is these don't have the years. I would say mid-60s. Yeah, Tibetan mystic songs. And another one I got, the last one I got there, I've been playing this every day practically for the last week. This is another French jazz, you could say free jazz, harmonichord. And this is, I think, dead stock also that he had. I don't understand how people get this stuff. And this thing is just a force to be reckoned with. Few players play multiple instruments. The keyboardist, Odile Bello, and there's a trombone. Yeah, this is on the verge of just being completely out. But the more, like the first time I listened to this, okay, I thought, okay, there's something to this. Then I listened to it again, and then I listened to it again. And the more I kept listening to it, the more I feel like, you know, when music takes us somewhere, I'll just speak for myself. When music takes me somewhere, whatever kind of music that is, the best feeling is not only where it takes me, but understanding where it's coming from. Because if it's taking me somewhere, it's got to be coming from somewhere also. And feeling this, yeah, I listened to this on headphones, unbelievable. Yeah. This is recorded in 77. Studio Chateau Fort. Yeah, and I don't know any of these players. So yeah, I'm willing to take chances on this kind of stuff. And then we went to this other place. What was that called? On Maritime? And they didn't have, I mean, it was okay. It was a nice place. The guy was there taking care of his baby. His wife came in with the stroller and I guess dropped their little baby off. The guy who's, I assume, owns the place, runs the place. Yeah, and I found another world record that I've been putting off. Is this kalimba or Mabira music, African Shona Mabira music from Rhodesia, recorded in Mondoro and Highfields, Rhodesia by Paul Berliner. Yeah, it was great to pick this up. Again, cheap as hell. And then, and some point there, after Estuarios, I think that's when we got some food, got some great tacos. Then we went to this place, and then Jamie left. He was on a timetable. It was about 6 hours we spent together. It was great. He was a great guy. It was great to see him and to get his perspective on things, records and otherwise. So he left, and Jason showed up at that store on Maritime, and he's a big Brazilian guy. And I noticed this place, their Brazilian section was about 8 records, so it wasn't the place for him. And then we walked down a few blocks, and there was this place I knew about, but never been, Gimme Records on Figueroa. And yeah, that was okay. I found one thing. I got something from everywhere. I told Jamie at one point, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going for it. I'm going to act like I'm on vacation too. So yeah, I got this Paul Jeffrey on Mainstream, and these mainstreams are hit and miss for me, but it was cheap and I decided to go for it because Hamiet Blew It is on here. One of his early recordings. I think this is 72, maybe recorded in 71. But yeah, really nice album. This is a mainstream I'll keep. It's also got Thelonious Monk Jr. on drums, Stan Clark, George Cables, Joe Gardner, Bob Stewart, Wilbur Ware, and J.C. Williams. I think Paul Jeffrey was Monk's last saxophonist during the 70s. So yeah, nice one there. Gimme Records. So yeah, that was the run. I'm almost on 40 minutes here, so I'm going to leave it at that. I did get one other album in the mail a few days ago, out of the blue, VCLT, from Music Head, Pat, Soul, Power, and Sound, Dub Procedure, or In Dub Procedure meets Al Breadwinner. Yeah, this sounds really good too. Al Breadwinner, I think, is a modern guy. I don't quite understand what happens with that kind of stuff. Doing things a certain way in the studio, but yeah, this sounds really good. This was originally in 81, 82, 83 recordings. Yeah, Pat, thank you very much, man. What a surprise when you get home and there's a record on the door and you wonder what is this? Yeah, so that was it. The meet up with Jamie. It was fantastic. He's probably home now. And hope he's doing well, and hope everyone else is all right. And maybe we'll catch you again soon.